Welcome to Riverbend Talon on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
And here we go again with another big Riverbend talent on the Big Z and on the big radio.
Coming across the airwaves at you live.
It's the
top of the hour here at the Big Z.
Everything rocks.
It does rock.
Good to see you, Pigpen. How's everything going?
Oh, going good. How about you? You have a good week?
It's going, man. It's going. We're almost to spring. You know, I noticed...
Doesn't feel like it today.
And we'll talk about it later, but I noticed the loading dock booked a band this weekend, so that means spring's in the air for us, right?
Right.
Okay.
There are certain things you see that let you know something significant is coming up. As a kid, every time I saw Santa riding on a razor, I know Christmas is coming. Because he would ride the old razors on the commercials.
Right.
That was my first sign that Christmas was coming. Now, the first sign spring's coming, loading dock.
Right.
As a band. That's it.
So I just remembered that we're on camera.
Oh,
yeah.
I forgot.
We've been recording the shows and putting them up on YouTube, and people seem to like that.
Right. Hey.
A lot of comments about how good looking you are. Right?
I did not see any of those.
Well.
I believe that's fake news. Fake news.
Okay. You're getting rid of the money wheel.
Oh, I'm letting the camera see it.
Oh, you're going to spin it.
I'm letting the camera see it. That's all.
You can make money with that thing, man. If you're the right caller at the right time.
Right on.
Anyways, it's Thursday night, and that means the sea shanties are down at Morrisons Irish Pub doing the Irish Sea Shanty Sing-Along. And then the open mics happen at Germania Brewhouse, as always. DJ Denice, the usual Friday night at Bossanova's in Alton. Mic it up. Entertainment karaoke at the Back Bar in Edwardsville.
Yeah.
What else you got, Pigpen?
Bud Summers.
Oh.
At Baker's and Hale in Godfrey.
That's going on tonight.
That is Thursday, February 28th.
That's right.
That is tonight.
Depending on when you're listening or watching.
Right, yeah. So if you're listening on Thursday, February 28th, the night this happened, this is it. And Baker's and Hale's a cool place. I've not made it out. I keep hearing good things, though.
And Bud Summers has a CD release coming up at Jacoby's here in a little bit. So looking forward to that. We also got Adam Gaffney at George's Local Brew in Jerseyville, open mic at Imperial Pub in Granite tonight. Comedian Buzz Sutherland with Longhorn, the comedian, at the Wildie Theater in Edwardsville, Illinois.
Awesome.
Open jam hosted by Worth the Fight at Imperial Pub in Granite. Brad and Lexi at Deutz Village Inn in Pontoon Beach. And what else wrapping up tonight there, Pigpen?
Jared Umfried. It's going to be at LaSalle's in Granite City.
So that's all going on tonight. We're going to talk.
That's a big Thursday right there.
That is. That's a typical Thursday, actually.
Yeah, that's a lot going. That's what I mean. But it's like that all the time.
It's a big weekend. First weekend in March.
You got it.
That means the Jeff Bensman birthday bash is happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep, that'll be going on tomorrow night, Friday, March 1st.
What else is going on this weekend? You got Rogers and Nienhaus playing 2 nights at a Max Timeout.
Yeah.
Sweet. And Wordy Gras. Right?
Right.
Warden's stepping up to the plate this time of year all the time.
Yeah, they do their own version of Mardi Gras up there in Wardy Gras. So.
And that's taking place Saturday. And also on Saturday, Warm Soda Magazine turns 1. The launch party for that at Jacoby's Art Center. We're going to talk a lot more about that here in a little bit.
Nice.
But let's go through Friday's gigs real quick, and then we'll get to our guest. Our guest tonight is... amazing, right? And he's coming to town, and people need to get out and check this out. If they've never seen Sean Canan and his Voodoo Players, they do a different set of music every time out. They're a cover band. Well, that version. And he's also going to talk about his original band, Falling Fences.
Yeah.
But the cover band picks out an act, and they're going to be doing CCR here in Alton. So he's going to be talking about that, but they do a wide array. So we tried to talk him into doing Journey and Disney.
I think I said Elton John.
Billy Joel. Denied all those requests.
No, he's a guitar player, not a piano player.
But that's not saying he doesn't do Forrest Gump soundtracks and Tenacious D.
Wow.
Along with a ton of great, just classic music.
He picks out a band or an act that he admires. He gets a few musicians together. Every week he does it, every Wednesday night at the Broadway Oyster Bar. He said he's got a collective of 20, 25 musicians. So he'll say, okay, we're going to do a fish. So he'll pick out 4 guys and go, you, and you, and we're going to do a whole 2 whole sets of fish. Every Wednesday he does that. He had a different group of people up on stage tributing a different act. So, and I've seen a bunch of them, man. The JGB, the Tom Petty. I'm looking forward to the Credence down here. It's just that's gonna be a good one. That was a smart move for Alton to come in here with Credence right there on the river.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
So
it worked out for him because, like he mentions in the interview, he kind of has to decide what group of guys he can get together for a specific gig. So that's a road gig almost for him.
Right.
Coming over to Alton.
Right.
So he got the shorter crew probably, and what's CCR. That's 4 guys can handle that, right?
Right. Yeah. So
it ought to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's get into Friday night. And by the way, this is brought to you by Halpin Music Company
and Macias Insurance
That's
Agent
right.
Matt Van Voorhis.
That's right. So we got that mention in there, and we totally appreciate them.
Absolutely.
They got some stuff going on. I was checking out their crazy deal of the week at Halpin. Right?
I was just out there looking at ukuleles.
You need a bass
the other day. I'm in the market for a ukulele, and they've got a few. I think I got mine on a particular one.
So for all those almost guitar players, you can get in a band real quick if you pick up a bass at Halpin right now, $299. Right? For a Squire Fender 6.
Hey, there you go.
That comes with a case. That's the crazy deal of the week at Halpin.
Nice.
They had this G&L Legacy tribute electric guitar, and they say it lists at $499 new, $399 used, and they got it at $349.
Wow. There you go. And that's cheaper than it lists used. Come on, man. Or lists new.
Right.
There you go.
So anyways, back to Friday, and 10:55 playing at Bottoms Up on Friday night.
Yeah.
You got Taul and Levi at Bossanova in Alton, Illinois. I don't know if that's Matt Taul, though, because I got a listing for him playing at Bigelow's.
Yeah, I don't think that is him. It must be another Taul.
He's got lots of cousins.
He does. He has a big family. Big family. So, the number 4 combo is going to be at the Franchise in Wood River on Friday night. Blarney man Keith Shannon be down at Morrisons Irish Pub in Alton, Illinois. And Aaron Griffin Trio at Chez, Marilyn, right down the hill there.
And Alton.
Yeah.
Doc Holiday Band at the Pump House in Wood River, 9:30 gig there, and Dusty Coleman every Friday at the High Flyers Grille in Bethalto. We mentioned Matt Taul at Bigelow's Bistro, and that's usually where he's at on Friday nights in Edwardsville.
That's a standard Friday gig for him, I think. We got Rockin' Horse Trio at the Cabin at Judy's Creek in Glen. Worth the Fight going to be playing at 9 p.m. at the Back Bar in Edwardsville. And as you mentioned earlier, Rogers and Neenhouse, Max Timeout.
Yeah, so, not one, but 2 nights. They're doing Friday and Saturday. And if you've never got out to see Rogers and Neenhouse, this is the perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
What a cooler place than Max Timeout. Everybody knows the food's amazing down there, lots of room. And I don't think Mac's going to kick out Rogers and Neenhouse because they fit right in there.
Yeah.
They fit right in anywhere.
Anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, those guys, legendary.
But man, if you like harmonies and you like, they
got
some
it going
great
on.
original music they do too. So make sure you ask them to play some originals.
And those guys have been around. They've lived the life, the music life.
Yes, they have.
They've done it, man. We got Mastermind down at Eddie's in Granite City on Friday night. Blues and Grass Honky Tonk Show at the Imperial Pub.
Right.
Blues and Grass. So is that Josh Grassley? I don't even know. He's got Grass and Stone.
Right.
I'm not sure about the Blues and Grass. The Blues and Grass Honky Tonk Show at Imperial Pub.
See, here's a double book again because there's Doc Holiday Band at Deutz, and then we talked about him being at the Pump House. So I think the Pump House one's wrong. I think that's a misprint on here.
I think so, too.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Deadman's Bridge at the Pump House.
There you go.
That's the right one.
That's right. Here you go. Here's a big one. Motor Jackson, Bastard and Crows, and Hooky.
Right.
Playing at the Schlafly Tap Room starting at 9 p.m. On March 1st.
And we had those guys on last week, so if you haven't catched it or caught the show, it's up on the YouTube.
Yep.
Right? Cottonmouth.org, you can find everything, including this list with links, right?
Right. If you hear something and think, what did they just say? Deadman's Bridge. Where did they say they were at? Because we're going through them pretty fast. It's confusing. Go to the cottonmouth.org website. All this is posted and has all the links to it. So
yeah, we go through them quick because we want to get to Mr. Sean Canan. That's the best part of the show.
Right.
And we're getting real close to time to go to him, and we're excited.
We do this because we want to let people know where everyone's playing. But
right.
Yeah, we want to get to the guests. We're boring.
So yeah, at the Wild E, it's Dennis Stromat and Creole Stomp at the Wild E in Edwardsville. Amond and Acoustic on the road, dude. Those guys are going all the way to Troy. You think they can handle a road trip at their age?
I think they can, man.
Schmitty's Sunset Inn again. They play a lot of in agains. You ever notice that?
Yeah, they like that.
In Troy. Those guys, man, they're going to be wore out after that road trip. Jeremy Tolley at George's Local Brew in Jerseyville wraps up Friday night. And we're going to talk about Saturday. The Beer Cats playing Saturday.
Yeah.
That's the drummer from Hooky, right?
Yeah, Ray.
That's
his other. I haven't got to see the Beer Cats yet, but they sound like a fun band.
And then we mentioned the Warm Soda Magazine turns 1, the launch party at Jacoby's Art Center, and man, super fun, rocket ships coming to town.
I know.
I'm excited. We're going to be down there for that.
Along with Biff Gnarly and the Reptilians.
Yeah, and Cal Stevens. So that's going to be killer. Jacoby's. And then those folks who want to hit the road, don't forget Wordy Gras going on in Warden this weekend. Right, that's the real Mardi Gras celebration of the Riverbend. It truly is. Beowulf once again will take care of things.
Yeah,
and I think Strike Force was
they've got a huge heated tent, so if it's chilly, you got a nice warm place to hang out.
Right, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but now the best part of the show, man, our guest, right?
Let's get to it.
We'll be back with Sean Canon's Voodoo Players. Did we mention Arkansas Blues Man's part of this too?
I don't know. We were so excited.
Donnie Carter sitting in as well.
Danto.
He's known by many names. We'll be back with Sean Canon's Voodoo Player, Mr. Sean Canan. Yeah, we're back.
Back with another segment.
That's right.
Piece of segment.
That's right.
and
I'm excited, man.
I was going to say,
I'm truly excited. Because February's Mardi Gras, and then I think of New Orleans, and I think of voodoo.
And when you think of voodoo,
we had some fun with voodoo in New Orleans, but we won't get into that right now.
A voodoo spell put on me in New Orleans when you were with me, but that's all right. We lived through it. Tonight, though, we've got the king of the voodoo, St. Louis voodoo. We got Sean Canan of Sean Canan and the Voodoo Players with us.
How you guys doing?
Doing good.
All right.
And also a Falling Fences. See, everyone relates the name Sean Canan to the Voodoo Players because you hear Sean Canan and the Voodoo Players. But he's also in a band called Falling Fences, so we're going to talk to him a little bit about both these bands and their upcoming show right here in Alton.
And here's this other good-looking guy that's here.
Well, he's known by so many names. I've always known him as Danto the Magnificent,
which is Danto's great.
Yeah, that's when he made Adult Flex. He was known as that. So I mean,
Don Jeremy.
There's a lot of former Dantos.
Yeah,
there's like 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, at least.
Definitely.
We call him the Leprechaun.
And then he got banned from Facebook as Arkansas Blues Man. Then he came back on Facebook as Arkansas Blues Man. It's been a ride for you, buddy.
It's been such a ride. You wouldn't even understand if I tried to break it all down for you right now.
Yeah, a lot of the musicians just call him bluesman.
Yeah, bluesman.
What about Dank Williams? Dank Williams
I don't think Dank's here right now.
Arkansas Bluesman Dank, they don't get along too well.
I heard that old Dank will be making an appearance on 420 now.
420.
Nice.
He likes that day.
That makes sense.
It's like his birthday and his Christmas.
Also known as Opal in a few circles, right?
Opal.
Oh, I don't know. Just maybe. You look like that.
The Rusta.
Yeah.
So we got Bluesman, we got Sean Canan, and Sean, you're pretty well known around the St. Louis area for your guitar slinging. Is that the first instrument you started out on?
Man, I started probably on the piano first, and then played saxophone in school bands.
Nice.
All the way through high school, and then, but probably somewhere around 10 or 11, picked up the guitar, and I think it's my dad. I'll tell you what, he did the reverse psychology thing. He's like, you can play any of these instruments, but you can't touch any of the guitars. And man, that put a little fire under me, man, I guess. Because next thing you know, I'm hammering through chord books and, never actually took a lesson, but took music lessons, plenty. And when I went to Mizzou, took a lot of music classes there, as well. So,
Did you play anything in school before Mizzou? Any high school band or anything?
Yes, I had started a band. First band was probably 8th grade.
Nice.
Doing like whatever at the time, like Nirvana and Pearl Jam covers in this early 90s,
Right.
So it's probably like 90, what would this be, like 93, something like that. And, R.E.M. and just all the bands like that, alternative, whatever grunge scene that came up. And then, and my dad actually had like, he's always collected PA equipment and instruments, so we always had rehearsal at my parents' house.
Lucky dog.
I know. So that was, and at first, man, I played bass in the first few bands I was in, and it wasn't until later in high school that I had switched to lead guitar. And I'll tell you what, like one of my memories about that is like, I think probably 9th grade. First time I came to St. Louis was with my dad, and he was working for a company based out of St. Louis and did a business trip, and it was in my summer break, and so I'm like 5 days in St. Louis, so he brought me along, and like Wednesday of that week they had this free concert series down at Union Station, and that particular week the band was playing.
Oh wow.
And so we went and saw the band, and I was probably 14. I'd already been playing in my first band, and afterwards I think the show was over pretty early, and afterwards we went over and my dad's like, "Oh, I see Levi. Let's go meet him." He kind of came out to meet some other friends, and so we went over there, and I had my Hard Rock Cancun shirt on, and he signed the back. I still had the shirt, and he told me, he shook my hand. He's like, "Oh, bass player, huh? Stay in the rhythm section, son." and like, can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay, all I heard was "fuck you, dude." Like, oh, you're just, look at you. You're stay in the rhythm section. Because you're sensitive at 9th grade, man. You interpret, overanalyze everything. He was being really nice. And like in hindsight, I'm like, what a sweetheart. But at the time, I'm like, because I was already thinking about switching the guitar, and I was like, this man told me I can't, it's just another whatever little thing that fueled whatever stupid, like, teenage, just
You should have
paranoia, you know what I mean?
I would have told him he should have stayed on the mandolin.
Teenage
man.
nervous breakdown. And then, and then you just like growing and whatever. That was a pretty important show for me. But then,
yeah.
So
how old were you?
14. Mm-hmm. And I saw the Allman Brothers.
How lucky is that?
My dad took me to see some great music growing up. I got to tip the hat to the coach. Yeah,
That's pretty cool. So you said you came up to St. Louis. Where'd you grow up?
Man, so we were in Ohio.
Oh, okay.
So I went to high school in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay.
And we moved right after I graduated high school to Kirkwood. And I went right to Mizzou. And, went on fish tour and then went right to Mizzou.
Short stint on tour.
Yeah.
Man, one tour of duty.
So, and so it was kind of one of these things. So I have 3 younger brothers. They all went to Kirkwood High. My mom teaches at Kirkwood High. And my bandmates, my longtime bandmates that first guys I met when I started my musical roots here in St. Louis. The band we named it Bachman's Eufio, and they're all Kirkwood guys. So it was like always guilty by association. Right. Everyone assumed I went there. No, Cincinnati. You get that question over here, like, which high school did you go to?
Right.
And like none of the ones you think, but. So that kind of started like when my family relocated and I went to Macias. That kind of started my roots here in the area.
Cool. Yeah.
It's like 97.
Nice.
So, yeah, go ahead. No, I was just thinking, so we're at the Mizzou part of your life, and so you're kind of in this area from that point on, and then playing in bands. Did you finish up at Mizzou, and then...
Stayed a few years up there, you know, and sort of, you know, we played both Columbia and St. Louis equally as our two big markets. Right. So sort of had the roots here, and then Joe Stickley, who you know, we were talking about Bachman's Eufio, my longtime original band. So he grew up with those guys too, and also went to Kirkwood. And he and I now have Falling Fences as our band together, or we sort of write the songs and co-write. He writes a lot of the lyrics, and we kind of collaborate. And so he grew up with a couple of the guys in Bachman's, and we met at Mizzou too. But then, so years later, he was back in St. Louis working a job, and this is like 2008. He called me being like, hey, man, if you'd be willing to drive in every week to play Sunday night, I might have a gig for us at McGurk's. And so at right around the same time, I was dating my now wife, you know, and she was living in St. Louis. And so it was just kind of like, here's a couple things pulling, you know, and then I relocated back from Columbia to St. Louis right around that time, 2008. So...
And you're still to this day doing Sunday at McGurk's.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Almost 11 years.
11 years of a steady gig. That's pretty good. I mean, I think Christopher, the one-man band's about the only one we heard longer. He had the 26 years at Sunset there.
Yeah.
But 11 years for a steady gig, and that's one of your 2 weekly steady gigs.
Yeah.
That's with Falling Fences. You've also got every Wednesday night at Broadway Oyster Bar. You've been doing that for how long?
Yeah, so we just hit 5 years at that.
5 years, and that's with Sean Canan and the Voodoo Players. So now, for anybody who has never...
Exactly.
Well, and if you've seen Sean Canan and the Voodoo Players once, you still don't get it, because you don't know. It's a different band every time. So sort of explain the process behind the Voodoo Players there.
Well, I use a collective of musicians, probably about... The core group is probably somewhere around 20 to 30 musicians. And then there's other people that will float in for a gig here and there, depending upon what we're doing.
Right.
But so we do a 2-set tribute to a band that I love, or an artist that I love. And sort of use it as I like to say, like, the gig on Wednesdays is like a class. Like, it's educational, and it's a class for the musicians and the audience. Because, like, for instance, you might know 5 Little Feat songs that you love, but you don't really know 20 other ones, and we're going to play loudly through a PA or whatever, and you get to really feel like you're learning more about a band like Little Feat than you previously did come into that night. So it's like an educational thing, but then, you know, the Oyster Bar is a great environment for that, because it's just really loose vibe.
Yeah.
And man, you know, they got a great staff and great food.
You know, you don't do any Little Feat post Lowell George, do you?
We do. Yeah. No, we do. No, I fly that flag too, man. Like Craig Fuller, that era with him, and they were hot for a couple years there. Yeah. And it's surprising. You go back and listen to some of that stuff, it stands up pretty good.
Oh man, the early stuff with Lowell.
That's some of the best.
That's right in there with the band and the Dead and all those guys. But yeah, so
that tune "Roll 'Em Easy" is probably my favorite one.
For the listeners, you got to picture this. Every Wednesday, Sean Canan shows up at the Broadway Oyster Bar with not with a band that he plays with every week, with a different group of people from this collective. And they tribute a different band every week. So it's Tom Petty one week, and next week it's Moody Blues. You don't know what it's going to be.
You guys did Tenacious D once,
We've done Tenacious D,
So it's not one
we
genre
we go way into it when it's something theatrical like Tenacious D, where they got the song "Kyle Quit the Band," and I actually rage quit in the middle of the show and flipped the other guy off and slammed the door. Went out there huffing and puffing. People are trying to talk me down. I'm like, it's all part of the show. let me be a man. You know.
That's great.
Right.
So we get carried away, and like when we do Blues Brothers, we put up the chicken wire, and people throw drinks at us all night.
That is cool.
Wait a minute, that's a lot of cleaning.
It really is.
I have to do it. I know.
Donnie gets in there. We did more prep for that show, trying to keep our stuff dry this last year than we ever have, and we're gonna have to step it up again. I know we still lost the pedal. Yeah.
Oh man.
We need more, I think, like plastic down or something.
We actually shot it. The Blues Brothers went in White Castle and ordered.
We
2 whole chickens and some white.
We started, so we do a live stream, and any of you guys out there can get on the Facebook, our Facebook page, and if you follow our Sean Cannon's Voodoo Players page on Facebook, then you can get a notification when we go live every Wednesday at about 9:30. And that particular week with the Blues Brothers, we started the live stream with the band playing on stage, but with the camera in White Castle next door with the Blues Brothers trying to order 4 fried chickens and a Coke.
They were closed.
And they were like,
when they closed,
they weren't having it.
Let the Blues Brothers do it. They were like talking to people that was already like,
and
who are these people?
And it turns out nobody had any money, and it was a disaster. And then they came over and came right on stage and started the show.
I like to write the check on the day.
Yeah.
Right.
It also does another thing, Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. The stage is full of Forrest Gumps, all the different
Gumps.
Nice.
You know.
Nice.
And then we play the soundtrack.
band.
And it's really, and that music is so like hyper political and like from the 60s, protest music.
Right.
And it surprisingly holds up pretty good these days.
Well, we got 6 wars going on.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
and this is what millennials want to do.
Yeah, flip through their phones, yeah.
So we talk to cover bands all the time, and we hear them talk about being in this void where if you play every weekend, it's hard to get people to come out. So this is a solve for that, as far as you're concerned, right? Because every week it's not the same band; it's something different.
It's something different, and like I said, it's like a class, and a lot of people who come kind of feel that way. Like they're it's like part of their routine, and so. And the other thing we do, a little differently is, we improvise more. We're kind of coming at things from a little different angle, and where I like to showcase the musicians more rather than just playing the studio version of every song, and then that's the show. Now we might play the studio version of some of the songs, but then other ones we'll open up and kind of create our own arrangement and have a little bit of expression and within the realm whatever band we're in, and it can surprisingly it works really well. Like for instance, like a lot of people that come in the show are like, "Man, you really got to do the Eagles, man. We hate the freaking Eagles."
Yeah.
And then they're surprised when we do a 15-minute one of these nights how much they like it, because we just jam it out, and we get the energy going, and so it ends up. We kind of try to ride that line, and it also like. We can't really do every band. Like there's bands that combination of approaches just wouldn't work. Like, or I just don't like that whatever particular band. They're like, we're not doing Journey, guys. Stop asking. Like, we're never doing Journey.
Voodoo Walt Disney.
Yeah. We would do a Disney night before we would do Journey. So, there's places where you got to draw the line, but but this coming week we're doing Van Morrison.
Nice.
And got the horn section, and we're all dressed in suits, and it's fancy. It's a good one to like bring the lady out to and have a nice dinner beforehand, and to class it up a little bit sometimes. Now
you talked about being a Fish fan. Was this inspired by Fish because they do that type of stuff?
I grew up seeing them.
Fish,
I grew up seeing Fish. Jerry died in 95, so I was 16, so we didn't really have, my parents wouldn't let me follow that around at age 14 and 15, but at 17 and 18, though, 97, 98, we went to a lot of Fish shows. And so very inspired by them. We're actually doing, in 2 weeks, we're doing a whole night of Fish on March 6th, I believe. It was February 27th. Trying to keep all these dates straight. Right. But so it comes the next, we got Van Morrison this week and then Fish.
Nice. Yeah. Well, the big one we have you here to talk about is related to CCR.
Yeah, Credence Night.
Alton.
So we're gonna bring
excited to have you in town.
We're gonna bring the Credence band up north to cross the river for y'all, man. I'm excited too, and that music, I love it so much, and it's so American, and it works really great with they do those 10-minute Born on the Bayous, and it just works right, the voodoo and the combination works really well with that
New
music.
Orleans music.
Yeah.
With the Voodoo Players. And
you got it.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you say the words, I love Creed, it better be followed by Eden's Clearwater.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
No, that's true.
Was there any reason you chose Credence for Alton? Because normally you can kind of bounce things around because you're doing something different every week. Now you got a special show in Alton. So
sometimes usually it falls on the availability of the musicians and which bands. Which pools I can even draw from based on availability. But I also thought like Credence would be a really good icebreaker to some nice. Everybody knows the songs, and just the songs make you feel good, and it's just a nice safe play for the first one up here.
Playing it safe.
Yeah.
And you're only just a few yards from the river. So,
So. Proud Mary will be very fitting.
Right. That's going to be awesome. And when's that coming up?
March 9th.
Yeah, it's a Saturday, and I believe it's anniversary.
It's their anniversary
at the Old Bakery Brewery.
Old Bakery Brewery.
Yeah, nice. So that's March 9th at the Old Bakery Brewery. Voodoo with Sean Canan, the Voodoo Players, doing Credence Clearwater Revival. Then you've got on St. Patrick's Day, you got the doubleheader coming.
Yeah, so the following weekend will be St. Patrick's Day, and we have ourselves a good time with Falling Fences Band. We when we first got that gig at McGurk's, one of the things they told us was, well, you guys can do whatever you want, but you need to learn 20 Irish tunes. And we were like, whoa, okay. And so we actually did an album, Joe Stickley and myself. It's on Spotify, called Loaded to the Gun. It's spelled Gun Whales, but it's pronounced Gunnels. And it's on Spotify, and it's all Irish pub tunes. And there's drinking songs, man, meant to get people rowdy.
Right.
And sing along. There's a lot of singing along, a lot of clapping in Irish music. And so we've kind of learned, we've taken a little bit of that out of the Irish thing and put it into our songs,
Nice.
And like Irish old ladies.
Yeah.
Shanties.
Yeah, sea shanties, man. Just get people singing together. And so we're doing on Friday night of that weekend, St. Patty's weekend, we're out in New Haven at the Cultural Society. That's a really cool show, BYOB.
On the river.
And then Saturday afternoon, we come back and we cross a couple more rivers, and we come over and play Belleville at the Abbey Pub. And then Saturday night at McGurk's, and then Sunday morning at McGurk's.
Wow.
So we're loaded up on St. Patrick's weekend. Yeah. Mardi Gras, which is even in between now and then, is another crazy weekend with a bunch of gigs. But try to keep y'all just,
Another big one, though, I want to mention is Delmar Hall.
Yeah.
On the 29th. And that's going to be Voodoo Dead?
Yeah, so Friday, March 29th, Voodoo Grateful Dead at Delmar Hall, and we're doing the full-on, 2 drum kits, the full Grateful Dead, 6-piece lineup,
Nice.
And we've done that a few times, really fun. And it's of course one of my favorite catalogs that there is.
Yeah, actually, the last time I saw you play, I was over at the old Rock House, and the show ends, and you know how it is at Old Rock House, they immediately push you out the door, even if they got a full house ready to buy liquor. Show's
Right.
over, get out.
Yeah.
So I always walk down to Broadway Oyster Bar from there to finish the night.
Yeah.
And Jake's leg was playing, but Randy had hurt his shoulder. And
Oh, yeah.
there you were on stage with him just
Yeah.
twisting it out. So, yeah, nice job there.
Yeah, you know, and well, I always love filling in with those guys, and they're all good friends of mine, you know. And Randy had he had a shoulder surgery, so he was out for a couple weeks, and I was lucky enough to sit in a couple nights. It was really fun, man.
Yeah.
They have a whole nother approach of playing the songs, you know.
Yeah.
And it's really neat. They're really encouraging. A lot of fun to play with, for sure. Great band.
Good,
Right.
good bunch of guys.
Yeah.
They've been on our show before. They played down here at Alton for some of our festivals, and I know they play over at Busch Stadium. Now I heard you guys might be doing Voodoo Dead over at Busch Stadium.
Yeah, I think Jake's Lake's playing this year. I've been in touch with people there about a few different ideas that may or may not come into fruition. But
Stay tuned.
one of them was supposed to be a Woodstock thing, but they couldn't get the licensing going with
Yeah.
with
the Woodstock people, because I think they're trying to get everybody to come up to New York or whatever
I got you.
again this year.
Yeah. But always coming up with new ideas and new ways to present, yourself and the guys that join you.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just kind of a survival instinct, you know? It's like,
Right.
Yeah.
sure, I've got a wife and 2 kids, and try to do what can be done that give people a much needed service, people, an escape and a fun show, and changing it up all the time to keep it fresh. you know? So,
And then able to do some original music on the side as well with Fallen Fences now with your second album.
yeah,
right?
so we released an album in August of last year, and our second one it's named 2.
Right.
The old Roman numeral thing,
So
like
deep,
Led
man.
Zeppelin or Chicago, they did the Roman numeral thing too, I think,
I thought
right?
it was Dose. Dose? I don't know.
The album itself is so deep that you couldn't name it something
Right.
deep.
It's
So we named it Shallow.
yeah. So the album's on Spotify and iTunes, and you guys can look it up. Falling Fences. So it's about 10 songs, kind of a interesting plot line through it, where Joe Stickley, who came up with the concept, he wrote it about these 2 Native American outlaws who robbed riverboats in the 1800s. And they're from rival tribes, so they're like they left their tribes, so they're running away from their past lives,
Loners
and
now,
they're
yeah.
loners, and they're on the steamboats, and the late 1800s, and they're like Bonnie and Clyde style. So their names are the Hawk and the Dove.
Right.
And there's a song, The Hawk and the Dove, which tells a story, but all the bits and pieces of the story are alluded to in all the songs.
Nice. A concept album.
Yeah. Old school.
Yeah, tied into the river and the boats and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
And the Doves, which,
Of
brings
course.
Prince back into it.
Yeah.
Is the dove crying? I don't even know.
Only if the hog is pecking it.
Yeah.
So you recorded this album in Columbia, Missouri.
Yeah.
Centro Cellar Studios?
You got it. Yeah.
There you go.
And so that studio's an old friend, actually bandmate with me in Bachman's UFO, and grew up with Joe Stickley, who and his name's Will Reeves, and he owns a studio, and we kind of, man, it's pretty neat. He built it on an A-frame next to his house that was just like an old A-frame garage, but then he made it bigger, and then made it taller, and then made it bigger again, and put it in a bathroom. We put in windows between the 2 big rooms, the control rooms. I mean, it grew, and so he still records a lot of acts up there, and we love going up there because kind of get away from all the madness of the big city and go focus on cutting a record,
Nice.
and away from the distractions. So we always record up there, and so yeah, we're excited about the record. You guys check it out.
Cool. All the major download sites.
It's on it. It's everywhere. Yeah.
Falling Fences Facebook page is our website.
Yeah. Falling-fences.com.
Okay. Cool. And are you on all the other social medias as well? You know, Twitter, Instagram, blah blah blah.
Yep. Well, I don't know if we're on Twitter. I know we're on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
And
then Sean Canan, the Voodoo Players, the same stuff. Right?
Same stuff, yeah. So we got a website, Sean Cannon's VoodooPlayers.com, and on Facebook. And you guys, if you really want to follow the upcoming schedule, you can check the dates on either Facebook, on the events pages, and or the website. So,
awesome.
And we're always changing it up. We'll be playing a ton this year, so. You guys come out and see us, and up here, it's going to be fun coming up here tonight.
Always changing up is an understatement when it comes to Sean Canan. I mean, seriously, that's what makes them absolutely unique. Yeah. And if people haven't got out to see this, they're missing out big time.
Right.
And now it's going to be right here in Alton.
Yeah.
Right here in Alton.
Well, we hope it's the first of many times coming up here.
And that's what I'm getting at. We need to get folks out to come down, support Sean Canan, the Voodoo Players, so he can bring the next version of Sean Canan.
Yeah, there we go.
It won't be Credence next time. No. He's already done that.
And dude, Elton John.
It won't be Journey.
We don't know. We don't do Elton John or Billy Joel. we don't want the keyboard players getting big heads, man.
Right.
We're guitar based.
Get in the shadow.
Yeah.
Might be Disney though.
Dankside over there.
Yeah, that's the reason we call it Spankside Dankside, because it's over on the side.
Well, I'm pulling for Tenacious D.
Next time.
I'd love to see that one. Love to see that.
That's awesome, man. So we're looking forward to seeing you down at the Old Bakery Brewery. What's the date on that again?
March 9th.
Right, the 9th. Yeah. So, thanks for coming in, and everybody get out there and check out the website, check out the Facebook pages, search for Sean Canan, the Voodoo Players, search for Falling Fences, and man, this has been awesome, man. I appreciate you coming in.
A lot of fun, gentlemen.
Tell us about it, man.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming down.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
Right on.
Same to you, Bluesman. Bluesman. So that's Sean Canan of Sean Canan and the Voodoo Players and Falling Fences, and of course Bluesman. And we will be right back with more Riverbend talent.
And now more
Riverbend talent
with Dennis Laird and Pigpen on 94.3 FM, the Big Z.
Man, I hope Alton understands and the Riverbend how cool it is that Sean Cannon's coming over across the river to do his thing.
Yeah, man, he's a rock star if you haven't seen him. I mean, he can sit in with just about any band because of what he does. He masters whole catalogs of music. He picks an artist, masters their entire catalog, and moves on to another artist.
You casually mentioned that he's a guitar player. We should kind of reinforce that he's not just any guitar player, right? Like, that's kind of the whole point of what he does, right?
Right.
Yeah.
He's a pretty amazing man to watch work. So I think it would behoove you all to make it down on. It's March 9th. He's playing there.
March 9th.
So
and that's a big anniversary for the Old Bakery Brewery as well. So a great idea by Justin Level and Mr. Donnie Carter.
Yeah.
He's the one who got him in there.
Yeah. So I think it was a great idea to promote both. Bringing Sean to town is a great idea, and it'll help their anniversary party go swimmingly, just swimmingly. So we got 15 minutes to talk about what's happening on Saturday night, man.
Yeah, and since we got a little extra time, let's kind of recap a little bit of Friday night because we blew right past a big birthday party.
Oh yeah, Jeff Bensman. Yeah,
we did. Yeah. We kind of blew past.
We mentioned it very casually.
Well, okay, we were messing with Jeff.
right. A little bit. We're like, Jeff's birthday party. All right, move on.
Yeah. Third annual. So he's only going to be turning 3.
Right. A heck of a musician
he
for 3. He
seems a lot older than 3. But
well, he likes to drink a lot for a 3-year-old. I'll tell you that. He drinks more than any other 3-year-old I know.
But uber talent. And for folks who don't know, Glendale Riders and Lady Luck, his 2 bands.
Yeah. I liked him in Channel 3, but whatever.
If you check out the podcast or that kind of thing at altondailynews.com that we've done with Jeff Bensman, I always bring up this guy plays songs at the drop of a hat. Like, doesn't know them. and someone shouts out a couple chords and he's playing them.
Or if some other musicians start playing, he doesn't have to hear the chords shouted out. He just starts playing. Oh, yeah, I know that one.
Such a fun guy. And the ranch house is where they always have his birthday party.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's going on Friday night, right?
It is going on Friday, March 1st. Yep, the third annual Jeff
I just wanted to
Bensman.
go back over that one. And we
BA
talked about
birthday.
Rogers and Needhouse playing Friday and Saturday night at Max Timeout. So that's going to be awesome. So now we're into Saturday. A little segue from Friday to Saturday there.
All right.
What do you think of that? Huh?
Yeah,
Segue in?
Segue. Nice. Saturday, March 2nd, we got 10:55 at Bottoms Up in Alton, Illinois.
Right?
Paul Kruta.
I'm going with Kruta.
Kruta is going to be at Morrisons Irish Pub.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Weber and the Lonesome Drifters with Scott Schwartz. Going to be down at Chez, Maryland, so that'll be a fun night.
That will be cool, man. Jake Weber getting down here. He plays up at the wineries quite a bit and coming down to Alton now, so that's cool.
And when he's got the Lonesome Drifters with him, man.
That's right.
It's happening. Makes you want to get up and boogie.
And Chez, Maryland's?
Yeah, that's
Great
down
place.
at Chez, Maryland's, yep.
So, yeah, Old Bakery Brewery is going to you and make me say that, right? Guy Canton Wine.
There we go. I was going to say it for you if you didn't like it.
And I want to point out that I talked to Justin Level this week. There was a double booking.
Uh-oh.
Matt Taul was, and you may see this at visitalton.com, booked down there. So they've moved him to March 30th. So this is correct. Officially from Mr. Justin Level.
Yeah, Guy Canton Wine at the Old Bakery Brewery on Saturday.
How about Three Piece Jones? You like that name?
I do like that name. Right? I don't know them, but I like their name. Makes me want to see them.
5 p.m. at the Pump House. So they do a patio show, and then they do a late night show, and that's Trixie Delight, 9:30.
I kind of got a Three Piece Jones going on right now.
Right? I got a Basketball Jones.
Basketball Jones!
I shouldn't have said that.
You should know
I shouldn't have
you
brought
should know
that
I'm
one
going
up.
to sing it if you say it.
Ooh, a loose filling. I got to get that fixed. Anyway.
Tie your own shoelaces.
All right. So last week's show, you messed up Ray's name. I tried to cover it up by acting like Ozzy, but you want to get it right this week when we talk about beer cats, or are you going to mess it up again?
Ray Ayers?
Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think you're
I think
right.
I said Aries last time.
Oh, okay.
And it was Ayers.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just giving you a chance to redeem yourself.
Aiers. No, I don't know.
Nah, don't try to spell. That's enough right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the beer cats. We can say that.
We can say and spell it.
Right.
It's spelled
Only
with
it's with a K,
Yeah,
right?
spelled
Yeah.
with a K.
Right.
Beer
Cat.
Cat's going to be down at Eddie's Bar and Grill in Granite City, Illinois on Saturday, March 2nd.
And at the back bar in Edwardsville, they're doing karaoke, Mic It Up. And then at Grafton Winery, Synergy Band, Grafton Winery. Arkansas Joe at Georgia's Local Brew.
Nice.
Man, Donnie ought to do a show with him.
At Arkansas Joe and Arkansas Blues Man.
That'd be like an Arkansas show.
Bluesman. Is Bluesman.
Okay, you're working on that again. Let's see.
Pulp Fiction's going to be at the Granite City Imperial Pub down at Granite City. Now, that's a movie as far as I know. So, apparently now it's a band also.
Band names are hard to come by. And then Doc Holiday Band at Deutz in Pontoon Beach for our night number 2. They're Friday and Saturday.
Right.
And Masterminds down at Chico's in Wood River.
Right.
So the big gig, though, is and we talked about it, is the Warm Soda Magazine Turning One show.
Yeah, yeah.
So they call it the Launch Party Art Show at Jacoby's Art Center. Launch a playful and whimsical art show.
A playful and whimsical art show.
Right.
Yeah, crazy.
2 p.m.
Live music going on from 7 to 10 p.m. And, man, look at that lineup. Cal Stevens, Super Fun Yeah Yeah Rocket Ship,
Right.
which is one of the greatest names ever.
Yeah.
And Biff Gnarly and the Reptilians.
Which is another great name.
Another great name. So, man, yeah, what a lineup there. That's all
And
going on down
when
at
you look at
Jacoby's.
Cal Stevens, I kept thinking, is that Cat Stevens?
Yeah. Dude, seriously.
That's got to
Cat
help
Stevens.
him.
And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. I mean, seriously. Yeah.
So, but I've seen some video of Super Fun Yeah Yeah Rocket Ship.
That's crazy.
I think Super Fun may be an understatement. I'm not so sure about the rest of the name, but they definitely like to have fun. So you got to see this one.
Nice.
Of course, road gig. If you're heading to Warden this weekend, it's Warden's ultimate weekend of the year. Right?
Mardi Gras.
Right.
And they got the big party returns there. Beowulf is coming back. A huge heated tent.
Right.
And a new, larger stage added for this event. So, if you liked it last year, going to be bigger and better this year.
They start at 1 o'clock, and then Powerhouse, I think I said Power Force or something earlier.
Right.
Powerhouse will be rocking the stage at 6.
There you go.
So Beowulf's at 1, and then those guys are at 6. And that goes into Sunday as well. Some bands, they're just not leaving. And we'll get into that in a minute. But, Mardi Gras has been going on for a while in Warden. There'll be a parade at 3 o'clock. Borderline will perform right after the parade at the Wild Turkey.
Wow, there you go.
So, that's a party.
Yeah, nice,
right
man. That's a lot of good action going on up in Warden, Illinois there. Graham Pagano is going to be at the Copper Fire in Belleville on Saturday night. Power Trip is going to return to the Corner Keg in Highland, Illinois on Saturday. The Pie Saw Project at Copper, Stills, and Mash in Carrollton, Illinois, which I like the name of that place. Copper, Stills, and Mash.
You got some mash?
I'm a Crosby, Stills, and Nash fan.
That's not what they're talking about.
This is they're a play on words, man. They use copper, stills, and mash to make their brew, man.
I thought it was a play on bootlegging.
It is. It's a little bit of both. And the Pie Saw Project's going to be playing up there on Saturday night.
That's in Carrollton.
That is in Carrollton.
And Flip Side at Tracy's, and that's 901 Illinois Route 109 in Jerseyville. That's Saturday.
Right on.
So
a lot of action on
that
Saturday.
moves us on to Sunday, and you see I highlighted this first gig. The reason I did was that means the loading dock is opening because Flip the Frog's going to open it up on Sunday, right? That means spring is in the air.
Spring is in the air.
All the wineries and all those outdoor places like the Hog Pit going to be opening up and doing shows soon.
Although the weather report I heard,
right,
not so good for the Flip the Frog guys.
Well,
let's hope that
they are reptilians.
I think that's
not good.
Wow.
But we're wishing it away because it's a spring thing we're thinking about. So our positive thoughts are gonna.
There we go.
Take care of that one.
So
what else is going on Sunday? Since we made it to Sunday finally.
We got John McCammon. John McCammon at 2 p.m. at the Pump House. I'm not sure who John McCammon is. That's the first time I've ever heard his name. So might be a new guy in the area, or maybe just someone not recognizing. Every Sunday night, of course, Mondin be down at Tin Pen every Sunday night at 10 p.m.
That's a great time every time.
Hey, man, if you've never seen the Mondin band, and you like live music, you are missing out. Those guys can
and at the Tin Pen, because you can catch the Mondin band a lot of places, but there's nothing like catching them at the Tin Pen. They are at home there.
That is their home. Their home field advantage is on their side. Lanny and Julie's going to be playing at the Back Bar in Edwardsville 5 p.m. on Sunday, and our good buddy Kurt Copeland Sunday Fun Day open mic 3 p.m. at Proof up in Jerseyville.
He's doing that like every weekend up there at Proof. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, good steady gig.
That's a road gig for him, ain't it?
I think so.
I think he comes from St. Louis, right? Okay, so the Greater Alton Concert Association presents the Malpass Brothers at Hathaway Hall at Lewis and Clark College on Sunday. I wanted to mention the Atlanta Rhythm section's in town this weekend. You like those guys?
I do like some of their stuff, man.
Right?
I like
Homesick. There's nothing like that song.
Another Man's Woman.
Guitar singing the dead of night. Sing so blues, sounds all right. Make you homesick.
I am homesick just hearing it, man.
Listen close to the guitar man. Native song of foreign land. Boy's homesick.
I'm
good
homesick.
Vietnam song.
It is, man.
Right.
Those guys got a lot of good. They got some good stuff, man, and they're going to be playing at the Wild.
Where were you in '69?
Not quite here yet.
You don't know the next line?
Oh, I thought you were really asking me where I was in '69. I'm like, I wasn't really here yet. I was born in '70.
That song. They say, "Where were you in '69?"
Smoking and drinking and feeling fine.
I thought you'd jump all over that one, but everyone remembers that line. That's the one line everyone remembers. Come on, fess up to it.
As soon as you said it, all I could think is I wasn't born till 70. Why are you asking me about 69?
The line goes smoking dope and drinking wine.
I said feeling fine. I was close, but I just said feeling fine.
Riding shotgun going to be at the Yellow Dog. And this is what I was talking about Sunday, okay?
Big day up there in Warden.
Well, everyone else I think leaves except for riding shotgun. They're still hanging out in the tent. The way I'm reading this,
shotgun.
Maybe. Yeah. So yeah, the big tent's still going to be there. See, they point out in the set. So I'm wondering, if it was us, that's how we do it, right?
Right, for
it's
sure.
It's like, hey, this tent's here. Let's do something with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's leftover food and drinks, right?
Hey,
that's what it says.
You know what? Sometimes chili's better the second day.
So what do? You
ride
throw
shotgun.
a hair of the dog at the dog party. That's what it says.
Nice.
This is awesome.
Nice. So it's at the Yellow Dog Saloon in Warden, the day after the big party, and it is called the Hair of the Dog at the Dog Party.
Right.
Love it, man. Love it. That's good.
And that's riding shotgun, and they're going to be doing the country rockin' twang thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it says.
And then it says, oh, yeah.
That's right. That is a great ad.
That is a fabulous ad.
Oh, man.
Here you go, the Rockabilly Revival.
That's right. Back at it.
Winery.
Grafton Winery. And then the Alton Little Theater kicks off this weekend, too, on the 1st through the 10th. They'll have their new comedy, The Glitter Girls.
Yeah, I've been wanting to try and figure out what that is. Is it based on a book or what it is? Because my daughter's seen the sign, and she's interested just from the name, The Glitter Girls.
You kind of recently became a fan of the Alton Little Theater, didn't you? You took in your first show, and it was really good, wasn't it?
It was the first time I had stepped foot in Alton's Little Theater since probably the 70s,
right.
for real.
Yeah.
My mom was involved in it back when I was a kid, and so I would have to hang out there while she was working on stuff, and then I kind of hadn't been in there for years, and I went and saw a great performance on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
It was a stellar performance. And I thought, you know what, they are really doing some good stuff here. Well, now since I pointed it out, now my daughter takes notice that when we drive by heading to Max Sports, when we head to the gym right down the road there, and she'll see the sign. So now she sees Glitter Girls, and she's really interested. Yeah. But I kind of want to know, is this something that I take a 10-year-old girl to? Because that could be anything.
Well, what you do is you go to altonlittletheater.org and read up, buddy.
And that'll tell me the story?
It's this thing called a website.
That sounds like a newfangled gadget right there.
Speaking of newfangled gadgets called website, we keep this whole list right here with links at cottonmouth.org. And if you're listening to the audio version on the radio on Thursday night, we remind you again that we'll have the visual version up on Friday on YouTube.
Scary.
Once again, just go to cottonmouth.org and find that. We're trying to make a simple name you can just go to. Plus, we didn't want to start a new website. Right.
Just use the existing website. Had this website up since the internet began.
We're not using it right now, so we'll just do that. And then, of course, the podcast get up after the show at altondailynews.com. You got to hover over the podcast tab and then click on Riverbend Talent.
And it'll take you to every show we've ever done.
Right, and it's brought to you by Halpin Music Company. Make sure you stop in there and thank them. They got some deals going on. I think you need a bass. Squire bass.
I can always use
$2.99.
I can always use
That's
a
a
new
deal.
bass.
That's a good starting price for somebody who wants to pick up bass. And then insurance with, Mr. Matt Vanford. I don't think you need to insure a $300 guitar, but...
Well, you know what, though? He might have some good deals going on, too. We never talk about the good... Does he have a sale going on this week? I don't know.
I don't think they have insurance sales.
I think we should call him and ask him. He's the kind of guy that if you called him and asked him that, he would be like, shit, let me find you a deal.
He's old-fashioned. Likes to talk to you on the phone and is afraid to talk to you on the phone. So that's the kind of guy you need handling things when it gets ugly.
Absolutely.
That's when you get hold of Mr. Matt Vanford. Sign up. All right, thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks, Pigpen, and everybody get out there and support local music and art. Don't just get out and see it. If you see a band posting something, comment on their post, like their post, because that gets it circulated, right?
Yeah, it helps the wheels spin around.
And it costs you nothing.
Costs nothing but a second to go, I like this band.
That's right.
I like this post. I like this venue. I like this art.
I like this radio station. 94.3 FM.
I like you.
Dennis signing off. No show next week.
No show next
We
week.
got Finding Illini taking over. And then Mr. Josh Grassley, a full show on Jacoby's
Yes.
the following week, right?
Yep, on the 14th.
All right, we'll talk to you guys soon.